Welcome to Global Shorts. We bring you quick and easy news from around the world. The US-China trade war isn't just about tariffs anymore. It's a deeper battle over power, technology, and who controls the future. What started as a fight over cheap imports and lost factory jobs has turned into a global economic standoff, with both countries trying to dominate industries like AI, chips, and digital trade. President Trump pushed hard with an America First approach, raising tariffs and shutting out rivals believing the U.S. was being used. But the cost has been global: higher prices, supply chain chaos, and rising tensions. If they keep going like this, the world could face a broken economy where nobody wins. It's time to sit at the table, talk honestly, and find common ground before it's too late. This isn't about backing down. It's about saving the future while there's still time. The US-China trade war has evolved far beyond simple tariffs. It's now a long-term struggle for global dominance in technology, economic influence, and political power. At its core, the US is trying to slow down China's rise as a superpower, especially in areas like semiconductors, AI, green tech, and global finance. China, in turn, is pushing back harder than ever, building alliances, investing in domestic production, and cutting dependency on US technologies. Under Trump, the U.S. doubled down on economic nationalism, pulling away from international agreements, locking out Chinese companies, and weaponizing trade tools to protect American industries. But these moves haven't come without damage. Businesses are hurting, global supply chains are breaking, inflation is rising, and emerging economies are stuck in the middle of a fight they didn't choose. Meanwhile, trust between nations is eroding, and the old system of global cooperation is collapsing. If both countries don't change course and return to real dialogue, they risk setting off not just a cold economic war, but a collapse of the global order as we know it. Sitting at the table isn't weakness, it's survival. Because the longer this drags on, the more the world suffers, and the harder it becomes to rebuild. The worst problems dragging the global economy down from the US-China trade war stem from broken supply chains, tech restrictions, and rising distrust between nations. When goods, parts, or technologies are blocked, factories stall and prices rise, creating a ripple effect that fuels inflation worldwide. The tech war, especially over semiconductors and AI, slows down innovation and raises costs for everyone, not just China. Tariffs add to the problem by acting as hidden taxes on consumers, making everyday products more expensive. At the same time, the lack of real diplomacy and increasing economic nationalism on both sides breeds instability, scaring investors and slowing growth. The U.S. has used its financial power, like the dollar and sanctions, as weapons, but this is pushing China and others to build alternative systems, potentially weakening U.S. influence. Both countries are now pouring billions into shifting supply chains and protecting industries, adding unsustainable debt without fixing the root causes. If the world splits into two economic camps, one led by the US, the other by China, it could permanently damage global trade, cooperation, and long-term economic stability.